is what you call a turning point, folks. Okay, a minute and a half left here in round 5, and Jake's looking for the finish. He's finished. He's hurt. On the run. Jake Paul's pulling on here.
Just hours ago, the fight everyone's been buzzing about took place with Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. Sounds like a wild dream, right? One guy's a legendary heavyweight who could knock out anyone with a single punch, and the other is, well, a YouTube star who somehow managed to make a name for himself in the ring. I know what you're thinking. How serious could this really be? But trust me, this fight was far from a sideshow. Tyson's the expert, the undisputed powerhouse, but Jake, he's no stranger to controversy or fighting. After months of hype, fans everywhere were asking if Jake could actually handle Tyson's raw power, or if this was just a disaster waiting to happen.
Both of them. I started them out. Yeah. I hooked them up with their first trainer. They're doing good, well, man. I'm very happy for them and their success, and they're doing good, man. Think about it. It was just some YouTube kids, and here they went, fought the great Floyd Mayweather and now Mike Tyson, the two biggest guys in the sport. So
the bell rings and boom, immediate intensity. Tyson, at 58, isn't slowing down, and Jake, with his reach and youthful energy, is holding his own, showing he's no slouch in the ring either. Curious how it all played out? Stick around for the next few minutes and I'll break it all down for you. Trust me, you won't hear this anywhere else.
Where's the lawsuit? If you didn't get paid, where's the lawsuit? So it's a bunch of bullshit, but like I said before, they know what they're doing. Both brothers. Logan as well as Jake, they know what they're doing, so.
This fight just ended a few hours ago, and wow, let's just say it wasn't your typical match. Jake Paul, the YouTuber turned boxer who's never short on confidence, stepped into the ring with none other than Iron Mike Tyson. Yes, Mike Tyson, a man with fists so heavy they practically carry a warning label. AT&T Arena in Arlington, Texas was packed with fans, some there for Jake, the social media sensation, and others for Tyson, the living legend. Everyone was bracing for a wild clash between Jake's youthful ambition and Tyson's raw, legendary power.
Mike Tyson, second round knockout, one of the most second round real knockout, not just a fake knockout. After the first round, I don't think Jake probably gonna try to run, but he can't run for Mike. Mike is serious business. When he go in there for real. He hungry too. Mike is hungry as a mother.
From the opening bell, Jake came out swinging, literally. He circled the ring with confidence, keeping Tyson at a safe distance with quick jabs and footwork that honestly surprised a lot of people. He seemed relaxed, even a bit too comfortable, like he thought he had this figured out. Jake was trying to keep Tyson out of his danger zone, throwing little pops here and there. He was banking on his reach advantage, bouncing around the ring, snapping jabs that landed pretty cleanly. It almost looked like Jake might actually stand a chance, especially with Tyson's initial calmness. Maybe Jake thought he was outsmarting the legend. Tyson wasn't fazed. He stood stone-faced, letting Jake think he was making progress. This was a man who'd seen it all, knowing how to take a hit and deliver a much bigger one in return. Calm and patient, Tyson was reading Jake's every move, a warning to anyone who knew boxing. Round 1 might have given Jake a few points, but Tyson was just letting him run his show, waiting for the perfect moment to take control.
He get there too quick. But if you charge him, you're gonna smother everything. Because everything he push off his legs. He push off his legs so he too close. Like this, but if you give him room, I mean, everybody get knocked out going backwards. Like this, and you give him room.
Round 2 began and Jake stuck to his plan, relying on his experience. Tyson, however, decided it was time to turn up the pressure. He closed the distance Jake had worked hard to create, brushing off the jabs that had worked in round 1. But Jake's experience kept him composed while Tyson made every step and punch count to assert control. Then came the body shots. Tyson landed heavy, powerful punches, each one draining Jake's energy. Jake's posture shifted, his confidence waning with every hit. Though Jake tried to maintain his distance and keep throwing jabs, Tyson's power made it harder to stick to his strategy.
I didn't get paid. It was just like I said before. He just want to keep his name out there. You know, as long as he attached his name to mine, he's gonna keep my name out there. remember what he said? He said, Mayweather ain't gonna, he didn't pay me. Where's the lawsuit? If you didn't get paid, where's the lawsuit? So it's a bunch of bullshit. But like I said before, they know what they're doing. Both brothers.
By the end of round 2, Jake's face told a whole different story. That cocky grin, gone. The energy from round 1, fading faster than his hope of actually winning. Meanwhile, Tyson, he was just warming up. You could practically feel the crowd buzzing. Tyson was taking control, and poor Jake was starting to realize exactly what it means to be in the ring with a legend.
Mike Tyson shows up for 5 minutes. Like, how do you get past that?
Right.
Right? He doesn't need to be there for the whole fight. He just needs to be there for 5 minutes.
For 5 seconds.
Yeah. I don't know. I hear your strategy.
Round 3 starts, and Jake's scrambling to regain control, throwing jabs like he's got something to prove. But Tyson? He's not moving an inch. He dominates the ring, cutting Jake off at every turn, trapping him. The crowd sees Jake struggling as Tyson's experience takes over, knowing exactly where to be and when, making it impossible for Jake to escape.
Tricky one. I mean, I think everyone, when it comes to a Mike Tyson fight, even today, want to see this big legendary Mike Tyson knockout, but Logan Paul and Jake Paul have a...
Jake was still throwing punches, but let's be honest, they were more like half-hearted jabs now. His arms were sagging, his footwork was stumbling, and you could practically see the exhaustion creeping onto his face. Each shot from Tyson wasn't just landing, it was sending Jake into full-on survival mode. Meanwhile, Tyson's punches? They weren't just for points. They were surgical, like he was taking Jake apart piece by piece. With every hit, Tyson made sure Jake knew exactly where he stood, in a whole different league. By round 3, Jake was aghast. Breathing heavy, shoulders drooping, moves getting sluggish. Tyson, though? Barely sweating, like he was just getting started. He had Jake exactly where he wanted him. And trust me, round 4 was about to change everything. And then came round 4. You knew that Tyson was done playing. Jake? He was gassed, his guard was shot, and Tyson? Well, he was just biding his time, reading every tired move Jake made. You could feel the tension building as Tyson closed in like a predator circling its prey. And then, boom! The left hook. Out of nowhere, Tyson drops that bomb, the kind of punch that sent more than a few careers straight to the locker room. It lands like a freight train, shaking Jake to his core. That, my friends, is how legends are made. Jake staggered, desperately trying to stay on his feet, but Tyson was already closing in with more punches, right, left, each one smashing through Jake's defenses like a wrecking ball. The younger guy tried to hold his ground, but it was like trying to stop a freight train with a toothpick. Tyson wasn't letting up. Then bam! One final crushing punch, and down Jake went, flat on the canvas. Game over. The referee jumps in, signaling the knockout, and the crowd loses it. Mike Tyson? Yeah, he's not just a former champ, he's still the monster who redefined the sport. As the dust settled, fans and analysts were left in total awe. Tyson's win wasn't just another victory. It was a statement of his skill, power, and legacy. He went up against a younger, cocky opponent and quickly showed him what it really means to be a true boxer. Jake Paul, full of swagger, learned the hard way just how outmatched he really was.
Great on the mitts, but that doesn't mean that you know as much as I know.
Yeah.
I can look good on the mitts.
Yeah. Yeah. I tell people that, like, bro, mitts doesn't show anything. Yeah.
Especially if you watch in 30-second clips. What you want to see is him sparring. You want to see him hitting the bag for multiple rounds. You'd want to see, like, let's see 3 rounds hard on the bag. I'm going to see what you could do. I want to see how your feet move. I want to see what it looks like if you're off balance when you're throwing combinations. You look like Tyson.
For Jake, this was a major wake-up call. Yeah, he trained hard and had a solid start, but that knockout? It made it crystal clear just how big the gap was between them. Jake's fans tried to praise his courage for stepping up against a legend, but even they couldn't deny it. His flashy moves and jabs didn't stand a chance against Tyson's raw power and experience.
That's Tyson fight. I love Mike, and I hate talking about it because he always gets mad at me when I talk about this stuff.
I eat your ass on the live, you bitch!
You know, when the fight happens, he'll be 58 years old. There'll be a 31-year age difference between these two. And, you know, Jake Paul did fight a kid his age and he lost. You know, I don't know, man.
The sports world buzzed with reactions, and Tyson's victory quickly became the highlight of every post-fight conversation. Analysts marveled at how, even at 58, Tyson's power had barely waned. The uppercut that dropped Jake was classic Tyson, reminding everyone that his punch was as dangerous as ever. It was a victory for experience over youth, a display of skill over mere bravado, and a reminder of why Tyson is still considered one of the greatest in boxing history.
As fighters, we are a little different to where we always have a round in us. Doesn't matter how old we get, we always have a round.
WWE Undisputed Champion.
This fight left a lasting impact not just on Jake Paul, but on fans, sports enthusiasts, and even casual viewers who tuned in out of curiosity. For Tyson, this was more than just another match. It was a powerful statement. His performance defied expectations, proving that even at his age, he could deliver a knockout against a younger, faster opponent. The win reinforced his legacy as a boxer whose power and skill are timeless, captivating fans across generations.
Mike still looks like a superhuman for 58, but he's still 58 years old, and you know he shouldn't be fighting anymore. I don't think it's safe. I think it's dangerous. At that age, your heart might explode. You know, he gets hit in the head, he might have a brain bleed. I mean, the guy. That's what I hope for. I hope that Mike Tyson makes it through injury-free and doesn't get hurt. But I don't like the fight. You know, Jake's in his mid-20s. He's doing every chemical known to man. He's literally a lab project. They're just juicing him up, him and his brother. Yeah. Everybody knows that. The machine's behind him, juicing him up, putting every chemical known to man. So I think it's going to end bad. I think, you know, Jake's going to probably knock him out within the first 2 minutes. And if he doesn't, then it'll be because he's carrying him and he's trying to make the freak show look like it's a competitive fight. But I hate the fight. I think it takes away from Mike Tyson's legacy when a guy like this comes in and beats him.
Jake waltzed in with confidence and charisma, thinking he had it all figured out. But facing Tyson, total reality check. He quickly learned the raw, gritty side of boxing that comes with years of experience. Sure, he earned some respect, but if Jake wants to make a real name for himself, he's got a long way to go. This wasn't just a fight. It was social media's flashy culture versus boxing's raw tradition. Tyson's knockout wasn't just a win. It was a reality check, proving boxing is a craft that takes years to master. Youth and showmanship may be cute, but experience and discipline always win. For fans, this fight will go down as a defining moment in Tyson's legendary career. For Jake Paul, it's a wake-up call, a reminder that confidence alone can't compete with experience in the ring. So what's next? If you want to see more of these epic showdowns, hit that like button, subscribe, and stay tuned for what's coming next. Because in the world of boxing, there's always another giant to face.